Yeah, all the campers in it. Today we're going to be talking about sports, and for our activity we're going to make either a medal or we're going to try and make a little trophy, because like sometimes when we play on team sports, like at the end of the year they'll give each of the players a trophy. So this is just something that I had made up. So it kind of looks like a trophy. It's got a cup and there's a handle on the side. Then also you could make like a little medal about your favorite sport. So my favorite sport is lacrosse, so I just made like a little, whoop, there it goes. Made a little white ball, and I put a little loop on top. So like if later on, like once it dries, if we were gonna color it or not, then we could just put like a ribbon on there and we can make ourselves a medal out of it. So that's just a couple of ideas. And like there's all different types of sports out there. There's like, because right now, like with this sickness that's been going around all over the world, they're just now getting back to playing like the big sports. So like there's a basketball there, so that's like the Raptors or the Lakers. Like there's all different teams that use that. So that's our basketball. Then there's this one that's played all over the world too, just like basketball. This one's over in, well, they say over across that big waters. So like in Europe and Asia, and that they call this football instead of soccer. So this one is Detenatgwa'ta. So it's basically you're using your foot to kick the ball. Then that's another name for this one too. This is like the football that you'd see mainly over here. Some countries they play it over there too. And so this one's actually Detenatgwa'ta and Moulding. So it's you're kicking that ball with your foot. And there's all different other ones. There's like these bigger ones. These are called like softball. Like a lot of the girls that play the sport, like they like playing this. Or there's 3 pitch to it, so that's like men and women play. So this is like if you watch the Blue Jays, the Red Sox, White Sox, different teams like that, the Yankees and that, this is the type that they use. Like it's smaller and it's a lot harder. Then this is just like kind of what the bat looks like that they'd use. This one's got Roger Clemens' name on it. So like they use these hard wooden bats, or sometimes they'll use aluminum bats too. So that's kind of like with the softball, they'll use wooden bats. So there's other sports. There's like tennis ball. You use like a big racket to hit it back and forth over a net. So that's like what you use with that one. It is just fun. There's another football too. It's just like fun things to play with your friends or on a team that you might be on. It's just like you're having fun. You're getting a lot of good exercise. There's some sports too out there that you don't use a ball or a bat. It's like this one here. This is actually my nephew's ball, because mine's like longer to be carrying it, so I just borrowed his. You can use, like a lot of guys out there, they use it like in the fall time. They go hunting, or sometimes they'll use smaller bows and they'll go fishing with it. Or other people just use, well, like for me, like I don't go hunting that much. I've gone in a while. Like I would just use my bow for like target practicing. So there's different types of arrows in that. There's that one. There's different weights too, so they can either go farther or not. And there's this one. It kind of looks like a wood grain finish on it. So it's just like what me and my brothers, my nephew, my niece too. Sometimes she'll go shooting with us. We just use it for target practicing. And well, like my next is like my I guess my favorite of all sports is lacrosse. Like just white ball is like the kind of ball that they use. And there's different types of lacrosse sticks. Like these are the original kind that we had gotten from like the creator. They use like hickory trees to make it. And we were kind of lucky because like our grandparents, they made lacrosse sticks. So like whenever like one of our relatives would get born, then they were gifted a lacrosse stick that they made. Like my grandfather, he'd make the frame, then my grandmother would help and she'd do the netting and that. So that's just like the type of the sticks that they made. You hardly see any of the guys playing on the teams now using these wooden sticks. I guess they're using more of like these plastic sticks. Like they're made in factories, and there's different types. Like the men will use like this type, and these ones like it's got very little no pocket in there. That's the ones that the girls use. And like actually my favorite lacrosse player is actually my niece, and this is this type of stick that she'd use, but she don't like this one because it looks like the stick's bent. So she just said I could borrow it, and well, because I watched her play like since she was a kid, and like she's almost an adult now, so she's been playing for a good number of years, and like she's gotten really good. So that's kind of why she's my like favorite lacrosse player, because I've watched her since she began playing. Okay, so that's just different types of sports that we've been talking about, and now we're gonna, like for our camp here, we're gonna try to make like we said, either a trophy, or we're gonna try to make a medal. So in all your kits we have this. It's called Crayola Model Magic. It's just like soft clay that we put in there. So just like using your fingers, just grab hold of it and just tear it open. There's different colors. I think there's mostly white, or else there's this red one we're going to use. I think I might have left it in my car too long, kind of melted. Or else there's this one too. There's the blue. So some of you may get the blue one, might get the red one, or be the white one in there. So you just keep. It's almost like Play-Doh. It's just really soft, so you can just keep working it. I don't know which one. Like maybe we'll make a football out of this one. So you can just squeeze it till it gets good and soft. Then you can slowly start working it between your fingers. Then on the ends you kind of squeeze it a little bit to the. And you want to kind of squeeze it back in. And try to get it smooth so it almost looks like a. So you could do that. Then you could use a stick, or like something just to jab a hole in there, so that way, like after, then once it hardens, then you could make a metal out of it. Like just put a hole in there so you could hang it from like that metal. Or with this one, I think we'll try to make a trophy out of it. So we'll just take a little bit off. So we'll use that for the bottom part. So same thing. We'll start working it so it gets softened up. And then this one here, like if you got tools or like a popsicle stick, or you could just use your finger and just start pushing down and. Maybe squeeze it a little bit around your finger. Then you can kind of squeeze this bottom part so it's a little bit smaller, so it kind of starts looking like a cup. And you could either like break a piece off, break another piece off like that. And this last piece, you just kind of push it all together. You could try to make like a little circle, or you could just make it square so it'll kind kind of look like that. Then just use your cup. You could press it down, push it all together like that. And with these other two pieces, what we're going to try to do, we're going to try to flatten it out. Then we'll try and put it on one side. We'll do the same with this other one. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Then you gotta let it harden. So just set it someplace where it'll get lots of air, maybe overnight or maybe a couple of nights till it hardens. Then you could either just color it or just leave it that same color. So this is kind of what a trophy would look like. So like if you do play on a team, like they usually give out trophies to all the team players, or sometimes they'll get medals made. I didn't happen to bring any medals that I had at home, but that's kind of what they do. Like they put a hole in there and attach a ribbon to it. So that's just like talking a little bit about this sport, some of the sports that's out there, and like the craft that we're doing for our camp. Oh, just a thing too, like when you're playing sports, you always got to remember to drink lots of water, or if like it's in between the periods or that, we'll have like some fruit, because you always got to make sure your body's hydrated, so you're not going to cramp up and get really sore, and you can just keep going out there and you're having fun. So that's just been like our talk here about sports, or making our trophies. So, and hope you have fun with the rest of the camp. This has been Collin, so I'm gonna give you up.